Okay, people, there is a reason that in stores like Walmart or any store in the world, there are lines. There's a line where the cashier is. There's a reason that line is there. And today I'm going to tell you about something that I hate about going into specifically Walmart. I'm going to tell you a story about something that happened to me like 2 days ago. And you're probably like, oh, first world problems, this girl's bitching about shit. But I want to start making rant videos, and what a better way to rant than to talk about people in Walmart. I was in Walmart on 2 different occasions during the same day. This was 2 different people that done this to me. First time I went in by myself, I was buying my son diapers. Like, I just had that one item. Why am I holding that? I just had one item, and there was this lady in front of me that was buying pillows. And she had the pillows like in the cart, and she was paying for them, but the cart was in my way. And I was fine because she was in line ahead of me. Like, I didn't care. I stood behind her. And while I was standing there, this younger girl, she's probably about my age, maybe a little bit older, she come up and she got really, really close to me. Like, I felt like she was smelling my hair. Like, that's how close she was to me. And I couldn't move because if I went back, I'd have bumped into her. And if I'd have went forward, I'd have bumped into the cart. So I just stood in my position. I stood my ground. And the woman in front of me was taking like forever to put her money back into her wallet. But she didn't have like, I guess she didn't think to pull the cart up more. So that, you know, that's fine, whatever. So I was standing there, and the cashier lady was like taking her time, trying not to rush the woman ahead of me because, you know, she'd already paid for her item. She got her change back. She was just in the way. The cashier lady reaches out for me to give her the pack of diapers, and the girl behind me, and granted, the whole time that she was behind me, she would keep getting closer, and then I would look over, kind of like, bitch, scoot down, and she would like look up like, oh, like look the other way, like, oh, I didn't see you. She like was ignoring me. Every time I would try to like ask her to scoot back, she would turn her head and ignore me. So I was like, okay. But fast forward again, when the cashier reached for my items, I went to hand her the pack of diapers, and the girl behind me reached to hand the lady her stuff at the same time I did. And the cashier just looked at me, and then I looked at her, and I was like, I don't know what to do. So the cashier took my stuff, obviously, because I was the one ahead of the other girl. And then when I looked over at the girl again, she kind of was acting like she was looking at the gum and stuff like in front of her, and she just kept turning her head like she didn't know I was there. And I was like, really? Like, you're gonna try to do that? Pay for my stuff, I go about my business, and I'm done with that incident. I went to the grocery store, and we went to a different grocery store that we usually don't go to, and me and my husband did. And while we were there, it's a really small grocery store, and there was this guy in there. He was by himself, I assume, and he was looking in like the meat department. But okay, like say right here was the meat like freezer aisle thing, and the guy was standing like right here. His cart was like over here, and he would not move his cart. Like, he would leave his cart over here, walk away from the cart, leave it in the middle of the aisle so nobody could get around him, and just stand there. And if you tried to go around him, he would run and get his cart and then move it in front of you so you couldn't get around him. And then when he finally did move, he put his cart in front of like the frozen foods little container things, and that's where we were going, was going to get the little frozen pizzas. And he put his cart directly in front of that, and my husband just like walked up and moved the cart, and the guy was like looking at him like, what do you think you're doing? But I mean, like, my husband put it back to where the guy had left it, but he just would not get out of the way. And like, it was just, I don't know, it just made me feel like that he thought that he was entitled, that everybody had to wait for him to look at the stuff he was looking at before they could go about the rest of their day. So after this incident, this was all in the same day. I promise you, this happened all in the same day. I was so aggravated when I got home just because I hate people. We go back to Walmart again. It was the same Walmart, and I was actually in the same line that I was in the first time I went in there. Me and my husband go in there, and we look around for like, I don't know, 15 minutes. We're looking around, and we go get in the line. And there's this lady in there, she's buying dog food. Had her cart at the end of the line, like where the bags are, like the little spin thing where they put your items in. For some reason, they couldn't get the dog food rang up. And I didn't know that. I did not know that they were having a problem. So I went ahead and set our stuff. We had like 4 bottles of water and a bag, like a thing of garbage bags. And I set it up there. Behind me there was another lady. There was 2 other ladies. And I thought they were together because how close they were standing, but turns out they wouldn't. But the lady behind me, again, I felt like she was smelling my hair. That's how close she was to me. And the lady in front of us, she had to push her cart back so they could scan the dog food again. And I literally could not move because I was sandwiched between a cart and this lady that was so close to me. And the lady behind me would not move. So I got hit by the cart because the lady behind me could not get out of the way for like 5 seconds for her to scan her food again, or her dog food again. After that, the woman behind me, she was still continuously like trying to get as close as she could. She like walked off and went to another line, and we didn't even have that much, and it wasn't even our fault that the line was being held up, but she was like holding it against us because our stuff didn't get checked out as fast as she wanted. I don't know. People around where I live do not have any manners. This is the same Walmart that another incident happened, and I'll make a separate video about this because it is just too long to make into this video because this video is already going to be long enough. But it's just a big ordeal. It was a big like stupid thing. And this is also the same Walmart that a lady recently went into Walmart intoxicated and left her, like, I think it was a 5-year-old and a 5-month-old in the car by themselves, and the little 5-year-old got out of the car and went and played in traffic. Welcome to Kentucky. That's all I can say. Just welcome to Kentucky. That's all I want to rant about today. I hate people. And if you go to a store, remember there's lines for a reason. Give people their personal space. Don't bump into people. Don't like get so close to them that you can smell their hair follicles coming out of their back. Don't. Just stay far away from people and don't be rude as fuck like these other people are, and just be nice. Like if you're a cashier, like I know I worked at Walmart. And I know how hard it is sometimes to deal with the customers, but I was still nice to them because that was my job. There's lines for a reason, so don't feel like you're more worthy of being in that line ahead of me or anybody else, because everybody's there. If I get there first, it's my turn next. If you get there after me, it's your turn after me. Same vice versa. So yeah, probably people are like, oh my god, this bitch is so stupid. But it's just like things bother me a lot more than they should because I have anxiety problems. So when I get put in a situation like where I can't move, like the instance with the lady in her cart was bumping into me and then the lady behind me was so close like I was sandwiched, that almost made me have a panic attack because I felt like I couldn't get out of that situation. I knew I could, but like in my mind I was like, I'm going to be stuck right here and I'm going to have a panic attack and I'm going to fall on this cart and I'm going to hit my head and this lady behind me is going to kick me and try to get her items on the table. Don't worry about the bitch having a panic attack. Let's get my items wrung out and get me out of here. So that's what I felt like was going to happen. It's things like this that make me not want to go into public places anymore because people are so rude and they just don't care about other people. And yeah, so I hate the people that are like that. I don't hate everybody. Well, most everybody. But I hate people that can't. I hate the actions of people, we'll say that much. I hate the actions of people. This is all I'm going to talk about. I've probably ranted enough. This is the first video you're seeing of mine. My name is Danielle, and you should subscribe. If you like my rants, I'll have more. Because I have another amazing Walmart story that I want to share with you guys. It's actually quite funny. But it's not funny because it had to do with a scam, we'll say that much. It was like 2 scam artists. Well, they wasn't really artists, but they were scammers and they thought they knew what they was doing, but they didn't. I can see through you. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.